Alright everyone, and welcome back to Season 8 of Formula Xbox. And yeah, we're here today and for round 16 of the season, and it is the United States Grand Prix at COTA. And yeah, here we are then on our best qualifying lap. And yeah, I was kind of optimistic going into this one. I didn't actually think this one would be really like a strong track of mine, but yeah, when I did a bit of practice, it seemed to go a bit better than I expected. I seemed to have a little bit more pace than I thought I would have, and yeah, I was sort of quite overall happy with like how we do in terms of pace. But yeah, unfortunately the race turns out, well, it was forecast to be wet, so yeah, I wasn't really feeling too much optimism for that, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes then. But yeah, we'll just have to see what we can do now, then try and get as high up the grid as possible. And yeah, we've seen Manley, surprise surprise, sent me a fast lap there, and yeah, we'll just have to see if we can sort of do anything about that then. But it doesn't look like this lap is really going to be challenging for pole, unfortunately. It is a nice improvement that we're on at the moment, but yeah, as we come out of the final corner now, then really needs to claw back some of these points, especially in qualifying. But yeah, we're going to come around the final corner now then, and we only improved to 5th, unfortunately. So yeah, another 3 points then dropped in qualifying, which yeah, is just something that I just never seem to be able to do anything about. But yeah, as I say, I was sort of overall happy with like the pace. We weren't too far off here. It was quite tight overall, to be fair. The top 8 separated by less than half a second. But yeah, I was quite happy with the gap, to be honest, because I tend to be stronger in the race. But yeah, as you see, it's a wet race, so that could well be all out the window then. And it is saying full wet conditions. Now something I didn't actually notice here is that my setup reset, and I didn't even notice that there. And then the second thing, it actually says that Inters were 22 seconds faster over a race distance. So I was very much considering that, but then I was thinking, why would it put me on wet tyres if that was the case? But Comfy Kenny Jack's gone for the gamble then. That's what that's come on now. And away we go then, and we'll see how this goes then as we are on the racing line then up towards turn 1. We see a nice gap here right on the outside, but then we just get completely hit up the back. I'm not even sure who that was. But yeah, we're out wide now then, and as we try and regain, we sort of tap there with Drastic Inferno. Obviously nothing you could do there, but obviously with us coming from sort of being pushed out wide, it was always likely that we were going to collect someone there. And yeah, we've got front wing damage, even as like damage you can't even see, and also doesn't show up on the graphic, which you know, just happens to like affect your downforce as much as if you had a massive chunk of like an end fence missing or something. But yeah, great game and all that, but yeah, that's going to hurt us quite a lot then during this opening stint as we skip to later on in the first lap then, as Maestro's just getting completely beaten up by the 2 Toro Rossos there, and we're going to slip past him into 8th position, as Kenny Jack seems to be not going too badly on those intermediate tyres, although I do think he had front wing damage, so that probably hurt him quite a bit. As there was an incident then in the final few corners, and yeah, Livs has just binned into the barriers there, and I think he had an incident with Bolton and also Sinan, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's us then up into 7th place, and yeah, we're into turn 1 then. We see sort of Kenny Jack there, sort of with, well, the door open there, and yeah, we try and go through the side by side. There may have been a little bit of contact there, I'm not sure, but it looks like we are through into 6th place, so maybe Inter's not that quick. But as I said, I do think he had front wing damage as well as Pepsi makes a mistake, and we are up to P5 now then, so I mean, it could be worse, but we have got a big gap now already, and that is only going to get bigger. As you see here then, we're already nearly 5 seconds off, I think. And yeah, so not really going too well at this point then, only on lap 4. As we lock up then into the first corner, and yeah, that allows Maestro to go past us then into a 5th position. And yeah, we'll have to see if we can stick with him, but I mean, I don't think there's really much chance of that then with the lack of downforce we've got, as we're sliding about then coming out of the first sector on the next lap. We've got Pepsi all over the back of us now then after his initial mistake, and yeah, he's going to be through then up the inside, and yeah, we've been shuffled back then to 7th position in this one, and yeah, it's just going sort of from bad to worse really after it sort of lucked up for a few, well, like near the end of the first lap, and then yeah, it's sort of gone backwards since then. But yeah, we decided to pit then a bit earlier just to change the front wing, because we sort of had like a group that was sort of fighting for the lower points that was catching us. So at that point I just decided to bail on these tyres, even if I'd be on worn tyres near the end. You know, I was considering, like, you know, because like the race was ruined anyway, I was considering trying to stay out a bit longer and getting onto intermediate tyres nearer the end, because I knew the wear would be worse on them, but I was thinking maybe they are actually quicker overall. But no, I decided to go just with the wet tyres, and if I wasn't still in the championship fight, then I may well have tried those intermediates at the start, but yeah, I had to sort of go with the wets there as Kay Gibbs pitted, and yeah, that moves us back up then into the points positions. But Elusive Kev then rejoined in front of us, and yeah, this is a battle then for the final 2 points positions, and yeah, he runs wide there down at the end of the long back straight, and we are through then into 9th place for the time being. And yeah, on the well, I think at the end of the next lap then a bit of a slide out the final corner, and yeah, that's going to allow him to get a good run on this then down towards, well, up towards turn 1. And he's at the inside. We're going to try and do a switchback just in case he outbreaks himself, but you know, he manages to make it stick then, and he is back up into 9th position then. And yeah, we did have a nice run there out of turn 2, but yeah, nothing to do with it in the air section there. Then a few laps later we have Perez then. I think he went very long on those tyres, I'm not sure. And yeah, he's coming out of the pits now then. And yeah, he's going to be just in front of us then. As we saw Kev went a bit wide there, but we couldn't quite yeah, get alongside him and make a move there. So we're going to stay in 10th position for the time being, and then nearly actually right into the back of him there. But yeah, nowhere to go really in this exit S section, and yeah, just that sort of sit behind for the time being. But yeah, just the opportunity to overtake just never really came, and yeah, he had more pace than us after this. Then we had Midget disconnect there and then rejoin just in front of us, and yeah, we managed to just barge our way through, but he did disconnect again not long after that. So yeah, that was us up to 9th place, and just a very frustrating race then. As I said at the start, I had the default setup glitch, so I really didn't have anywhere near as, like, you know, what I wanted underneath me. But yeah, just a very frustrating day. Ends in the barriers there. We cross line for 9th place, and yeah, we're only taking pole and the win. I think that is pretty much curtains in the championship battle, unfortunately. We've tried to hang on as best we can, but with, I think, 50 points still to play for, with only 4 races to go. Well, 50 points gap, and yeah, with 4 races to go, I don't really think there's much chance of us getting back into this one now, unfortunately. But yeah, nonetheless, well done to Manley for his win then, with Bolton in 2nd and Maestro in 3rd. And yeah, I'm not sure if the standings will be on the screen, but yeah, there is a 50 point gap now between us. So yeah, as I say, I don't think there's really much chance for splitting in the championship now. And yeah, I apologise for my phone going off then. Hopefully that won't be too loud there, but anyway, yeah, that is it then for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. The next race is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, so I'll see you for that one then. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.